Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on April the 23rd, 2021. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. Oops. Okay, so actually, before we dive into the news coming up, so one thing to bear in mind here, today we did see a sell-off in the market, and the reason for the sell-off was because in the US, President Biden is basically suggesting a tax on capital gains. So that is what's causing the market to go into sell-off here. So he is, his plan is that, or according to his plan, basically, it will generate a lot of money here. So they're pushing for overhaul of the US tax system to make big companies and the richer people pay taxes. So this will be a there will be a higher tax rate on the gains in the market from the investments. And this is where, because of that, we saw the market drop off. Okay, so that was that. And as a result, so keep that in mind, and we may see a follow through on that as well. Okay, so coming up here on Friday, we are already into Friday here. PMI numbers here, PMI numbers are very important, and these are the precursors to retail sales. If PMI numbers come in positive, that means the market's looking up. They are expecting higher sales. So this is why we'll keep an eye on it. If they come in higher than expected, it's a positive thing, and we're likely to see the euro go up as a result of that. And we have PMI numbers for UK as well. So same thing, if they come in higher than expected, that's a positive sign, and expect the currency to go up as a result of that. We also have retail sales numbers here for the month. Same thing, it is expected to drop, but if they come in better, again, that would be a good thing and we're likely to see pound go up. But another thing that's happening in the markets right now, because of the sell-off, US dollar did well today. So looking at the charts here, we'll start off with euro dollar. So euro is now in a bit of a range here. We see price went up and into 1.20, 65, 60, 70-ish area hit there. And now we are back here. So basically the move was in both directions here. So overall bias is a bit to the downside. Now with the stock market selling off, this is positive thing for the US dollar. The money flows into the US dollar, and it's also US dollar and basically all the currencies that are risk, not the risk currencies, but the currencies that are safe haven currencies. So money flows from risk currencies to safe haven currencies, and US dollar is one of them. Japanese yen, another one. But if things change, that will change. But right now, because I don't know if they will actually be able to pass that interest increase in tax hike, but talk about it will have a negative impact on the market. So we have to see, will it continue, or it's not going to, or it'll just fade away. So that's something we need to keep an eye on. But for this one here, bias is to the downside. So what I'm looking for here is a bit of a pullback and then a drop. But keep in mind, we are into some solid support here. Twice in a row here, price has not been able to break through the support, which means we could, this one could fail. So instead of going through, it could just reverse back and price could become range bound. So something like this, we could see a drop, and if it fails, becomes range bound. And then we're looking for price to trade within this range towards 1.2050. So neutral to bearish bias. Once it gets through though, then we're looking for a continuation back lower here towards 1.1940. So overall bias here is neutral to bearish for euro dollar. Just watch out for that support level. All right, so next one here, pound dollar. Pound is looking bearish. It did drop nicely, but again, keep in mind, we are right into this support level. This is a important support resistance level where price has changed directions before, it has stumbled before. So watch out. So in this case, bias is bearish. I would look for a bit of a pullback into 1.3880 and then potential drop towards 1.3665. So bearish bias here for pound dollar. Just a little caution here in regards to the support. Aussie dollar here, this one also closed to the downside. But again, this is the third time price has closed bearish in this range. It's still stuck. It is putting pressure on the downside here. So bias is neutral to bearish. It will turn bearish once we see this drop through, and then we're looking for a continuation back towards the support level here. But watch out again for the bottom of the range here, because it could do one of these again. So that will be the caution. But overall, bearish bias 0.7665 and then 0.7630 is the second target. New Zealand dollar here, this one as well. We have a nice bearish candle close, but again, notice we are into support here. And again, price has just struggled with this level. So we need to see a drop through this level for a continuation. Otherwise, this could also become range bound in this area here. So right now, bearish bias. And first target is 0.7120, then 0.7095. So bearish bias here. The caution is that it's right into support at 0.7150. So if it doesn't go through, we're looking at a range bound move again. Dollar CAD here, this one didn't do much. It's still stuck in that range. Now we have two currencies that are equally strong here. US dollar was strong today, but so was Canadian dollar because of central bank talking about increasing rates in 2022 before Bank of Canada had said they are going to hold off on rate hike till 2023. And now they have pulled it forward a little bit. And this is where the comments play a role here. They didn't actually change it at this point, but just that forward guidance caused Canadian dollar to be strong. And now we have two currencies that are equally strong. So with this one here, it's still holding below this previous support resistance level here. Now we have to wait for this one. If it doesn't go through, then we are back into this range here. So right now bias is neutral. We need to see a break. And once it breaks through though, then we're looking for continuation, but it is really struggling here for the last several days here, has just failed. So we need to be careful, but bias is neutral for dollar CAD. All right, looking at commodities here, silver dropping with the stock markets here. We may get a pullback, and then if it holds here below 26.30, we are looking for a further drop towards 25.60. So bias here is bearish for silver. Same thing for gold here as well. Price was not able to go through this resistance that it was into. And now we have a bearish move here. So looking for a continuation. If the stock market continues to drop, this is likely to follow as well. So bearish bias here for gold. Oil here, oil bounced up a bit. But with this one here, we could see things turn around fairly quickly. We could see a move towards 62.50 or 62.60 and then a drop here. So right now, neutral bias for oil, 62.60 is the target. Copper here, copper wasn't able to go through this resistance, and with very small bearish candle here though, we may get a follow through. First target is 4.19. So sorry, 4.16 here is the first target. So a neutral to bearish bias here for copper. Bitcoin here, Bitcoin dropped right into that support level. And this is quite a drop here for Bitcoin. And the concern with the Bitcoin was basically concerned that they're going to tax this one as well, or they're going to crack down on all the money laundering and everything else that's going on, that may be going on through Bitcoin here and crypto. So the Fed was going to be extra careful with all of that. Now we have seen a drop. It was said that the reports were false, but that sell-off did continue. Now we are into some solid support. If it falls through here, though, we could see a bit of a tumble in this one. So right now, I would say neutral to bearish bias. If it falls, then next target is 46,000, and this could potentially continue all the way into 44,000. So it could just trigger more of a sell-off in here. So right now, neutral to bearish bias for Bitcoin. Stock market here selling off on the news that there may be more or there may be more taxes on investment gains, and that caused the sell-off. So we may see a continuation here, looking for price to drop towards 4,100 here, towards the bottom of the range. So bias here is bearish, and after that 40.80 is the next target. Nasdaq here, same thing, bearish bias here, looks bearish. It is into support. If we were to pull it a little higher, so it's right into support. We do need to see a break through the support level for a continuation, but it is making that staircase thing here. So looking for a drop. Next target is 13,520. Again, we have to see a break through the support level, and then we will look for a continuation here, but bias is bearish for Nasdaq. Dow Jones, this one is also bearish here. And again, we are right into the support. Price was here a couple days ago and wasn't able to go through. So market kind of choppy right now. It will only give us good direction once we see a break. Then we would look for a continuation towards 33,350. But if it fails here, we are back into the range. So just be mindful of this support level. It's been stuck in this range for the last 3-4 days here, and we are waiting for that break. So bearish bias, 33,350 is the next target. And then DAX as well. Price went up into the resistance level here, and now we have a turn. So looking for price to drop further. First target 15,130, and then 15,000 is the second target. So bearish bias here for DAX. For FTSE here, this one as well went up a bit, but then turn around. Now looking for a price to come back into the base here, 68.50 is the target. So bearish bias for FTSE. And then, of course, with Nikkei here, we have a pin. Price did go into that resistance, actually all the way into right into that previous support resistance level here. It did bounce off of that. Now, if it holds here, then we are looking for a continuation move again back towards 28,290. So bias here is neutral to bearish for Nikkei. All right, so that's it for today. Guys, have a wonderful trading day and a very nice weekend. I'll be back again on Sunday with the weekly analysis. Bye for now.